beautiful people, what is going on? My name is Mad Skills, and you are now tuned into the Spark Something podcast. And I honestly want you guys to be the best version of yourselves. Like, I pray that you live out the life that God is calling you to live out, because there will never, ever, 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 ever be another you. Like, ever. Like, you have a certain je ne sais quoi about you, and no one else can do it the way that you can do it, because you do it how you do it, and it's so good when you do that. But now, on the real, welcome to the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's go. (2020) Whew, man. 2020 has been it's been rough for everybody. And a lot of us, I feel like it's brought out, you know what, I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for myself, so I'm gonna do that. I am an artist and I am a creative. I'm a Christian. I do believe in God. I believe in Jesus. Let's get that correct. There's a lot of people out here be tripping, and you got to be more specific nowadays. So 2020, I started out by just saying 2020 has been rough, and it really has been. 2020 has brought out so much in me. It's brought out strength, it's brought out weakness, it's brought out fear, it's brought out frustration, it's brought out my faith being on this teeter-tot type thing. It's also helped me to strengthen my faith. My prayer life has grown. It's also dwindled in so many areas. 2020 has been a roller coaster ride of just emotion and feeling, and I've been exhausted. Okay. I've been exhausted. I feel like we've been in 2020 for like a decade already. Oh my God. I feel like it's a bad dream that no one has woken up from. Nobody has woken up from this. But there have been a lot of great things that have happened in 2020. Like I said, I can only speak for myself. 2020 has made me a very, very strong individual. I remember in what year was this? This had to be like 2013, 2012. I believe it was 2012 when it might have been 2012, around there. I ended up losing my stepmother. She passed away. And I remember I had a radio show in college, and on this radio show, it was a Christian radio show. And what I did, I was from Florida. I went to college in South Carolina. Shout out to BC, HBCU in the house. Let me chill out though. But shout out to BC, Benedict College, by the way. So I went to BC, and I had my own radio show. That's where I was at. I had my own radio show, and I remember I played local CHH artists, as well as CHH artists from my hometown. I wanted, I tried to, since I was from Florida, I wanted to bring, South Florida CHH at the time, the people that I knew, to South Carolina, which is where I was at. And it went over well. I did radio for about a year and a half. I believe I was on the school radio station for about a year and a half. I don't know who I was listening, but I just felt like, this is something that I genuinely wanted to do, hence the podcast. But I was on the radio, and I remember the day that it happened. I lost my stepmom. I remember crying. My roommate, who is so amazing, who is still amazing, who is one of the smartest people that I know. At the time, she heard me crying. I woke her up. I didn't mean to. I woke her up. She was there for me. She was just like, what is going on? Because it was early, and I I had class, I had my show to get to. I had my show to get to because I had an early show and I had classes, and I still got up, I still went, and I still did my show. Like, I never stopped or slowed down, and 2020 has definitely halted a lot of things for all of us. That's where I'm going after this point. But I never slowed down. I went, I did my show, and I had a very, very amazing, beautiful, smart friend of mine who's also a creative in 2020. Check her out. Her name is Wendy Grace on Facebook, and she has a photography company right now called MFB Photography. You can actually just go on IG and check that out. And yeah, tell her I sent you. Tell her Skills sent you. So she was there. She was there for me after I did my show. She actually was sitting out, and she was listening to the show. And when she came in, I was almost done. I had went to playing some music, and I usually end out my show through prayer. And I end out my show through prayer, and I remember just saying, all right, y'all, take care. God bless y'all. Y'all be safe out there on the road. Like, I'll never forget it. So I was like, yo, this your girl, Mad Skills, and, I'm out. Peace out. And that was it. And I went off the air. And I played music, and she was like, yo, what are you doing? I said, bro, I'm leaving. Like, I'm done with my show. She was like, yo, so you're not gonna pray? Like, and I was just like, bro. She's like, what's going on? So I told her. And I was in tears when I told her. And I never forget it. She was like, nah, you gotta end this show out right. You gotta end it out right. So I came back on the air and I prayed. And I remember after I prayed, I closed out the show and my voice started cracking. So I hurried up and I closed out the show. And I turned the music on. And then I just felt like a weight was just like rested on me. And I broke down like inside the radio station, inside the studio. And I remember her looking over at me, and I never forget this statement. And for as long as I live, I'll always remember this conversation. She looked over at me and she said, yo, do you know how strong you are? Like, I don't think you know how strong you are. And I looked at her, and as weak as I felt, I looked over at her and I was like, yo. Like, when I say, like, the tears started to fall, like, and it was so crazy. I was like, what? Like, now? You want to do this now? And she was just like, you don't see what I see. I was like, I really don't. Like, this is a rough point for me. And she was literally like encouraging me. And I was just like, bro, that's crazy. You are God sent, dog. You are God sent, bro. And from that point on, like, we're still friends. Like, she's one of my best friends. And in that moment, I took that and I held on to that. And I might have, when I took that phrase and I walked with that phrase, like, from that point up until now. And with that phrase, I never, ever, ever slowed down. Like, I just kept going. Like, I couldn't, like, I gotta be strong. My thought process and version of strength, like, was so distorted. Because I remember when I lost my mother, and I remember there was a woman that I call her my aunt. She's a very amazing and powerful woman in my life. And she was like, yo, you got to be strong for the family. They always say that. You got to be strong for the family. You got to be strong. And I always assumed that being strong meant showing very to little of no emotion. And then 2020 happened. And I was just like, bro. Like, I just want to crawl up in a ball and just sit here. Like, I want to get in my closet and I don't want to come out. Like, I don't want to come out. I want to go in my bathroom, cry my eyes out, and I don't ever, like, I just want to find a place that's safe. A place that's safe. I don't want to leave. And my faith got tested. I know I'm not the only one. My faith got tested this year. My faith get tested. Like, it gets tested a lot. But this year in particular, my faith got tested. But there was a small portion of me that was just like, there's no way that my entire life has been a struggle and been a fight. And this point right here, this is where I die. Like, I can't die here. Like, there's too many prayers that I've made to God. There's too many promises that he's made me that I haven't even seen. It's like, I don't die right here. I've been depressed. I've had anxiety. Like, my emotions have been high and then they've been low. And I'm just like, I can't die right here. And I just kept remembering what my friend said. Do you realize how strong you are? You don't see what I see. You realize how strong you are? You don't see what I see. And I've even had to tell her that. Do you realize how strong you are? You don't see you the way I see you. And I literally, like, my prayer life exceeded. My prayer life had to grow. Like, I've had to cut people off and let people go. And it's been the most painful thing I've ever had to do in my life. Because it's very, very hard for me to let people go. It's very, very hard for me to let things go. I've held on to so many people, even from my childhood. I don't realize that God is literally trying to take me to a new place in my life, in the life that he has for me, because this is the life that I've prayed for. Like, God, I want what you want for me. I want what you have for me. There's a life that you have for me that's greater than the life that I think that I want, or the life that I'm trying to imagine or put together on my own. You have a promised life for me. I want to see that life. So in order for me to see that life, I have to let go of certain things and certain people to be free from certain bondages, certain thoughts, certain mindsets, certain ways of doing things, certain just being a certain person. And I literally am watching God grow me up. And I'm literally going through this uncomfortable phase of life. And it sucks, but it's so beautiful at the same time. It's so beautiful, but it's trash, bro. The feeling of it is trash. But if I continue to keep my eyes on the one that created this thing, then I know that there's purpose in these trashy moments that are just so beautiful at the same time. Because I don't believe that God has brought me this far for me to die right here in depression, in anxiety. Like, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. So all of 2020 has not fully been trash. And I've seen a couple memes and I think they're hilarious, but at the same time, I really do believe it. The memes like, the pastor said this was my year. And I'm just like, my pastor didn't say that. My pastor didn't tell me that this year was my year. God didn't tell me that this year was my year. But God has definitely shown me that regardless of where I am, he will be there with me also. Like, if I'm at my lowest, he's down there too. If I'm at my highest, he's there too. If I'm this way or that, like, he's there too. Like, he's never left. He's been there the whole time. But there were things that I had to go through, and things that I had to endure, and things that I had to let go, and situations that I had to get over, and just to become a better version of myself, just to become and continue to walk in the life that God has for me. And I'm struggling out here, y'all. Like, I'm struggling, bro. I'm struggling, dog. But at the same time, even in my struggle, Even in my struggle, God is still faithful. Like, that's, oh my God, 2020 has not been all bad. God is still faithful. Like, the people that I've had to walk away from, like, in this season, because who knows if God brings them back? I don't know. Maybe he'll bring them back bigger and better and different, and maybe you'll be walking in your purpose and I'll be walking in mine, and maybe God will bring these relationships back together. I don't know. But I know that I love them. I've prayed for them. I've sought God on their behalf. But there's certain people and certain things and certain situations that I have learned in 2020 that I've had to let go of. And it hurt me to my core to let go of certain things and certain people, but I had to. I had to, because there was a calling on my life that's bigger than what I'm seeing right now. And whatever it is, and wherever I go, I have to go through certain things alone. And my biggest fear in 2019, 2018, like I feared rejection. I feared being by myself because I was afraid that I wouldn't like the person that I am. And I was right. I was so right. I didn't like her because I didn't know her. I didn't get a chance to know her. I didn't know how to do that or what that was, but I'm learning now. I love me. I love me. Like 2020 has not been all bad. I've learned to talk to myself nice. I've learned to slowly begin to speak life into me. And that right there, my friend, has been a blessing in itself. I'm learning to let people in. I'm learning to accept that this is the way people are and to love them on their level. If that wasn't a word, baby, love them on their level, baby. Not on the level I want them. Like, if I'm here, if you ain't coming up, that's fine. That's perfectly fine if you can't come up to where I'm at, or I can't come up to it. Like, it's okay. It's okay. But whatever level you are on, I'm going to give you my 100% on your 100% level. You feel me? I'm not going to give you my full 100. But whatever your 100% looks like, I'm going to match you on that level, because you can't give me any more than that. And I'm not going to have that expectation for you to give me more. Why? Because I'm going to be depleted. You're going to be full. I've learned to love myself in 2020. I've learned to take care of myself. I've learned to breathe easy. I still love people. I still would do any and everything for somebody. But I've learned that I can also be selfish. And it's okay. It's perfectly fine. So 2020 ain't been all that bad. I'm not even going to say, yo, 2021 about to be lit. It is, bruh. It's about to be litty in the city. But I still have, what's the day, the 12th? It's the 12th. I don't know how many days I got left. I'm not counting. Listen, I got like a couple more weeks left. I'm going to say that. I got a couple more weeks. I'm not going to do that math right now. 31, 17, 16 days. Let me do the math real quick. I don't know, because I don't want to be slow. About 19 days. 19 days. Sorry it took so long. Got about 19 days left out of this year. And that's about 2.5 weeks, like I said. And the rest of my 2020 is about to be litty in the city, because I'm starting I don't want to start no New Year's resolution. I don't want to do none of that, bro. I just want to continue to do what I'm doing now. and go up a level. That's it. But thank y'all so much for just listening to my rant. Like 2020 ain't been all that bad. But thank y'all for listening to my rant. Thank y'all for click and play. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. This has been your girl, Mad Skills. I got some stuff that I'm working on, and I'm excited about it. For the rest of this year and for 2021, I got some stuff coming to y'all right quick. We gonna get through this together. I love y'all, man. And remember, there's a purpose and a calling on your life, and it is so much bigger than what you can see with your own natural eye, bro. So whatever you do, every single day that you get the opportunity to wake up, do yourself a favor. Take your time. Take the time that's been given, because you can't get that time back. I'm praying that this sparks something in your life, because I had to take time off just so I can be a better version of myself, so I can bring y'all quality content, baby. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Live this life out to the fullest, man. Y'all take care. This been your girl, Mad Skills. I hope this sparks something in your life, and I'm out. Peace, baby.